Welcome students.
The quadratic formula. Consider the quadratic equation is x squared plus bx plus c. The quadratic formula. Consider the quadratic equation is x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Here we have to say that a is not equal to 0, because if the coefficient if a is equal to 0, then the whole quadratic equation will get reduced to the linear equation. It means the first term will get eliminated and it will become a linear equation. So we should be sure that a cannot be 0. Then another thing that we are going to do in this equation is that we are going to divide the whole equation by a. Now for what purpose are we doing it? We are going to remove the coefficient a from the first term. This can only be done if we divide the whole equation by a. So on doing it, we get the second step, that is x squared plus b upon ax plus c upon a is equal to 0. Now, the first two terms, just you focus on the first two terms, you see them, they will get converted into the form a plus b whole squared. So how are we going to do it? Let us take x and b upon a from the first two terms and convert them into a plus b whole squared form. While doing it, we are going to get the last term, which will be b upon 2a whole squared. So it is in addition, that will be plus b upon 2a whole squared. This is the constant term. We are going to remove this constant term by subtracting it. So what we are doing in this next term is that we are subtracting the constant term. That is, we are getting minus b upon 2a whole squared. So this is our second term. And what about the third term? It is the constant term c upon a, which is already in the question. So we got two constant terms. One constant term by subtracting the last term from a upon b whole squared, that was b upon 2a whole squared, which will be a constant term and it will be subtracted, as well as another constant term is c upon a. So there are two constant terms. Now this equation is reduced into two parts. The first term is of the form a upon a plus b whole square, and the second term is the constant term. Now our aim is to take root of the first term. When we take the root of the first term, we will reach at the solution, which will be the solution of x. So what are we going to do is we are going to take the square root both the sides. On doing it, what we'll do, for in the beginning, first we'll transpose the second term to RHS. That is, we will get a plus b upon 2a whole squared is equal to b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. Now plus 4ac has become minus 4ac on transposing it to RHS. Now this is our first equation. Now here also there are two conditions. The first condition is that the numerator, look at the numerator of the constant term. It is b squared minus 4ac. If it is greater than or equal to 0, then what will happen? And if it is less than 0, what will happen? Let us see. In the first condition, we are going to apply is b squared minus 4ac is greater than equal to 0. So what will happen? We are going to take square root both the sides. So we get x plus b upon 2a is equal to plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. Now transpose this b upon 2a to RHS. Then what do you get? Minus b upon 2a. Then we get the roots of the quadratic equation. Here it is. We get x is equal to minus b upon 2a plus or minus b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. Now that is the quadratic formula. Now the roots of the equation, which equation? The quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0 are, one is minus b plus b squared minus 4ac root upon 2a, and the other is minus b minus root of b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. So one is in plus form and another is in minus form. These are the two roots only when the condition is b squared minus 4ac should be greater than or equal to 0. The other condition is that if b squared minus 4ac is less than equal to 0, then we will not have any real roots. Understand? So there will not be any real roots. So the quadratic formula is for the uh, So students, let us apply the quadratic formula in the given sum. The sum is 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. This is the quadratic equation, and this quadratic equation we are going to apply the quadratic formula. Now this is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. As you can see, this is 2 is a, minus 7 is b, and c is equal to 3. These are the coefficients of the respective terms x squared, x and constant term. Now you know that discriminant b is equal to b squared minus 4ac. Now this one b squared minus 4ac is called discriminant, and it is denoted by the letter capital D. Now in the first step you have to find out the discriminant. If it is greater than or equal to 0, then only you must go for the further steps. Otherwise, there can be also another condition that if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then it will not have distinct real roots. So the first step is to find out d. Now how will we find d? As you can see that it is b squared minus 4ac. So what is b? B is equal to minus 7, the coefficient of term x. So minus 7 squared minus 4 is already there in the formula. Replace a with 2 and replace c with 3. Hence you get 49 minus 24, that is 25. As you can see that 25 is greater than 0. Hence this equation is having two distinct real roots. Name them as alpha and beta. Now the sum is very simple. Always find the discriminant first and then you apply the formula. Now let us find the first root alpha, that is equal to minus b plus root d. Now you see here I have written root d. I have not written b squared minus 4ac because then this work will look little bit messed up. Don't mess up the work. Let it be neat, clear and neat. To make it very clear and neat work, first you must find out discriminant in the beginning itself, and in the formula don't write b squared minus 4ac, but you write only root of d. Then it will look, the sum will look a bit uh, like it will look dignified sum. Now that is equal to minus bracket, in bracket you are having the coefficient of x, which is b, that is minus 7. So minus 7 plus root 25. First we will write plus root 25 when we are finding alpha, and when we will find beta, we will write minus root 25. That is the only difference in the two formulas. Yeah, it means when we are finding alpha, we are writing plus root 25, and when we are writing beta or when we are finding beta, we are writing minus root 25. This is the only difference in the two roots. Other all the numbers are the same. So the sum will become even easier for you because you have to just repeat the same numbers. But you have to be very careful that in once you write plus root 25 and once you write minus root 25. Then you have to just calculate what is root 25. It is 5. Add 7 and 5, divide by 4, you get 3. Similarly, subtract 5, then you will get 7 minus 5 is 2. Now, why did you get 7? Because minus of minus 7 is 7. And ultimately, you are getting half. So, the two roots alpha and beta are 3 and half. So here is the next sum. So here is the next sum. We are here with the quadratic equation 4x squared plus 4 root 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now this sum is different from the previous sum in that way that here the discriminant d is equal to 0, and in the previous sum the discriminant d was greater than 0. When the discriminant is greater than 0, you get two real roots. But when the discriminant is equal to 0, then the roots are equal. It means both the roots are same. Let us see how it works. Now here you can see that this quadratic equation is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is equal to 4, the coefficient of x squared, b is equal to minus 4 root 3, and c is equal to 3, which is the constant term. And let us find the discriminant using the formula. Which formula? What is the formula for discriminant? Yes, mine well, it is b squared minus 4ac. Remember the formula properly. Now replace b with 4 root 3 whole square, and minus 4 is as it is. Replace a with which number? Yes, it is already there. A is equal to 4. So replace a with 4. And in the place of c, we are going to write 3. C is the constant term. And in our quadratic equation, the constant term is 3. After replacing all the values, you are going to calculate. Now what is 4 root 3 whole squared? 4 squared is 16, and 3 root 3 whole squared. Root 3 whole squared means root 3 into root 3. What is root 3 into root 3? It is equal to 3. So 16 into 3 is 48, which is over here. 48 minus 4 fours are 16, 16 threes are again 48. So 48 minus 48 is 0. Now this is the main difference between the previous sum and this sum. Here you are getting d is equal to 0. Therefore both the roots which you are going to find out will be equal. So the sum is easier, and you can even verify your answer, because here both the answers will be the same. If you are not getting the same roots, then just check it out where you have committed mistake. Maybe you have committed mistake in the replacing values of b squared minus 4ac. So let us find the first root alpha. As I told you, don't write in root b squared minus 4ac again and again. Just you write root of d. That's enough, because you have already found out d. Now just you need to write root of d. You do the sum in such a way that it consumes less time. So you have to find out tricks in which less time is consumed. You have to save time during your exams. So minus b plus root d upon 2a, and as you know that root d is 0. So what will be the minus b? Minus b will be minus 4 root 3 upon 8. So that is equal to minus 4 root 3 upon 8 plus 0. So that 0 is not needed. So you will only write minus 4 root 3 upon 8, and that is equal to minus root 3 upon 2. Now the same thing will be repeated again. Can you find out why the same answer is repeated again? Whereas we are having in the formula once plus d and another time minus d. Why is not affecting the sum? Or why is it not affecting the value of b? Yes, because root d is 0. Whether it is plus 0 or minus 0, it makes no difference for the roots. That is why the same values are repeated, and you get the same value of beta. As the roots are, here we are with another sum. Find the roots of the given equation x minus 1 upon x is equal to 3. Now how this sum is different from the previous sum? This sum is not having the quadratic form, like you cannot see the degree x squared. So first our first motto is to convert this into a quadratic equation. So how shall we do it? Yes, we are going to multiply the whole equation with x. So on multiplying both sides with x, what do we get? Now we'll get the quadratic form. See, you can get in the first term will become x squared. The second term, the denominator x will get eliminated on multiplying with x. So what will be remaining? It will be minus 1. And finally in RHS, you will be having 3 into x because you are multiplying both sides with x. Therefore, here we are getting in RHS 3 into x. Now transpose 3x to LHS, you get minus 3x. And here is the quadratic equation ready. That is x squared minus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now the sum is very simple. Just you have to find the roots by applying the quadratic formula. For that, you have to find the discriminant. That is, discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Now, how will you find the discriminant? First, you have to write the values of a, b and c. Here, a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 3, as you can see in the quadratic equation. And c, the constant term, is equal to minus 1. Now replace b squared with minus 3 squared. So what do you get? Minus 3 squared is, what is it? Yes, it is 9. And minus 4 into minus 1 is 4. So 9 plus 4 is 13. So you are getting the discriminant is equal to 13. This 13 is greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, then what will be the roots? Will they be real roots? If they are real roots, will there be two distinct roots or two equal roots? I'm giving 1 minute time for you to think it over. Yes, the roots are real because it is greater than 0. And there are two distinct roots, means there are two different roots. So let us move to the other step. As you can see over here, b is greater than 0. So we are going to get two roots, alpha and beta. To find alpha, we are going to write the formula. Which formula? Minus b plus root d upon 2a. That is equal to minus 3. Minus 3 is the value of b. So minus of minus 3 plus, what is the value in the discriminant? It is 13. So you will get root 13 upon 2 into 3. 2 into 1. What is the value of a? It is 1. So you are going to get in the denominator 2 into 1. So that is 2. Now that is equal to minus of minus 3 is 3. 3 plus root 13 upon 2. And what will be the value of beta? Just you guess without doing any calculations. If once you are getting 3 plus root 13 upon 2, then in beta what are you going to get? You have to just guess without any calculation. So simple. You are going to get 3 minus root 13 upon 2. Do the calculations. It's already shown on the screen. And then you find out the value as I told you. It will be 3 minus root 13 upon 2. Hence the roots are 3 plus or minus root 13 upon 2. Now here we are having another sum which we have to convert first into a quadratic equation and then use the quadratic formula to solve it. The sum goes like this: 1 upon x plus 4 minus 1 upon x minus 7 is equal to 11 upon 30. And here we must understand that x cannot be equal to minus 4 and 7. Why? Because if we put these values in the denominator will become 0. And then 1 upon 0 is undefined. Now let us move to the solution. In the first step, we will multiply the whole equation by two factors, x plus 4 and x minus 7. These two factors are in the denominator. So on multiplying with these two factors, the first term becomes x minus 7 and the denominator gets eliminated. Similarly, the second term becomes minus x plus 4 and the denominator will get eliminated. These two factors will move to the RHS in the numerator. Hence, they will become 11 upon 30 into x plus 4 multiplied by x minus 7. Means the product of x plus 4 and x minus 7. Now, on solving it in the next step, we get in LHS x minus 7 minus x minus 4. We remove the bracket and multiplied by the subtraction symbol, subtraction sign. So the negative sign is been multiplied with x plus 4. So the x plus 4 becomes changes its sign. It means x changes its sign to minus x and plus 4 changes its sign to minus 4. And what about the RHS? In RHS, again the same thing. We are going to take the product of x plus 4 and x minus 7 using identity. So we will get x squared plus 4x minus 7x minus 28. You can use the identity x plus a and x plus b, which is x squared plus a plus bx plus a into b. Here you can even use that a is 4 and b is minus 7. Now what we get in LHS? In LHS we are getting minus 11. X and minus x is getting eliminated. We are remained with minus 11. And what about the RHS? In RHS we are having the same polynomial x squared. 4x minus 7x is minus 3x. We have taken like terms together and calculated them. Like 4x minus 7x becomes minus 3x. And then finally we are getting minus 28, the constant term. Now can you understand which type of polynomial it is? It is a quadratic polynomial in the bracket. And in LHS there is a constant term minus 11. Multiply the whole equation with 30, you get minus 11 into 30. In RHS the 30 gets eliminated, and what is remaining in RHS? 11 multiplied by the quadratic polynomial or quadratic polynomial. So now multiplying the constant term over here we get, and then we are even shifting the quadratic polynomial to LHS. Then we will get x squared minus 3x minus 28. Why? 11 and 11 are getting cut off or getting eliminated. Here also in RHS 11 is there, and in LHS also 111 is there. So we get minus 30 because here minus symbol is there. So minus 30 will be there. Minus 30 is over here. We have shifted it to RHS and brought the entire quadratic polynomial to LHS. And finally, we will shift minus 30 to LHS. It means we'll transpose minus 30 to LHS. Then we'll get the constant term plus 2. And this is the quadratic equation we wanted. And what are the values of the coefficients of this quadratic polynomial? A is equal to 1, which is the coefficient of x squared. B is equal to minus 3, which is the coefficient of x, and C is equal to 2, which is the constant term. And then here we are with our discriminant, which is what is the formula for the discriminant? It is b squared minus 4ac. Substitute the value of b, you get minus 3 whole squared minus 4 into, substitute the values of a and c, and what shall you get? Minus 3 whole squared is 9, and on doing calculations of this part you get minus 8. 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. Here you can see that the discriminant is greater than 0, hence there are two distinct roots. Now let the first root be alpha, and what will be the formula that you are going to use? It will be minus b plus square root of discriminant d. And what is the value of d over here? It is 1. So we are going to get minus 3 plus root 1 upon 2 into 1, where 1 is the coefficient of x squared, which is a. So a is equal to 1. Therefore, the values are 3 plus 1 upon 2, that is equal to 4 upon 2. On simplifying it, we get 2. Therefore, alpha is equal to 2. And what about the beta? Here, instead of plus root d, we are going to use minus root d. So, what we'll get? Minus of minus 3 is plus 3 minus root 1. Root 1 is always 1. So, just understand that any root of 1 will be always 1. So 3 minus 1 upon 2 is 2 upon 2. On simplifying it, we get 1. So the roots of alpha and beta are 2 and 1. So the roots of this equation are 2 and 1. Students, did we ever ask ourselves the question that what is the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0? We know the quadratic formula minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac upon 2a is the formula to find out the roots. But what about the nature of its roots? So we have two roots minus b plus root of b squared minus 4ac upon 2a, and the other root is minus b minus root b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. What is the difference between the formulas in these two roots? The difference is about plus and minus discriminant. So in one time you will take plus discriminant, and another time you will take minus of the root of the discriminant. Now let's move to the nature of roots. If the discriminant b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, then we will have two distinct real roots. But what happens if it is equal to 0? Once it is equal to 0, it means the discriminant will vanish. If the discriminant vanishes from the formula, then what is remaining? The remaining part is minus b upon 2a, because after that you will be having plus or minus 0, and plus or minus 0 has no value. So what is remaining? The remaining is minus b upon 2a. So this is the value of the roots, and as we know there are two roots, it means both the roots will be equal, and we can get the roots using the formula minus b upon 2a. The discriminant part has vanished when the discriminant is equal to 0. Then the roots are equal, because it is a quadratic equation, therefore it will have two roots, but both the roots will be equal in the second case. And what about the third case? The third case is about the discriminant being less than 0. It means if you are having the value of b squared minus 4ac is equal to negative, any negative value, then you will not have any real roots. So these are the three cases, and based on these three cases, we will do the sums. Let us find the nature of the roots of this given quadratic equation. And once we know the nature of the roots, let us also find the roots. To find the nature of the roots, or to understand the nature of the roots, we need to find the discriminant as the first step. In order to find the discriminant, we need the values of a, b and c. What is the value of a? It is the coefficient of x squared, that is 2. What is b? It is the coefficient of x, which is minus 3. And what about the constant term? It is 5, which is c. Now let us move to the formula of discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac. Replacing b, a and c with the numbers or with its values, then what do we get? We get minus 3 squared, which is b squared, and that is equal to 9, minus 4 into 2 into 5, that is minus 40, and that is equal to minus 31. Now here is the danger. See, you can see it is minus. The danger has begun. Now, because it is a negative one, it is not going to have any roots. Hence, the roots are not real. So, we cannot use the formula. We have just to find out the real. If the roots are real, then only we can find the roots. But here the sum ends. Why it ends? Because the roots are not real. So, we need not find the alpha and beta, which are our usual roots. Let us move to a question in which certain conditions are applied. Here we are going to find the value of k, which can be the coefficient of any of the terms of the quadratic equation. We have to find that coefficient. One of the coefficient is an unknown number or unknown number k. So we have represent that unknown number or the unknown coefficient to be k, and we are going to find the value of k. But for that we require a condition, and the condition is that the two roots of this quadratic equation are equal. Now the sum will become easier, because once the roots are equal, then the discriminant will be equal to 0. So what is the discriminant? Discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Now, since the roots are equal, we have to write b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. And what is the value of ABC? Just go to the general form of the quadratic equation. It is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Replace the coefficients with the numbers in the question. So a is equal to 2, but b is equal to k. And that is what we are going to find out. B is equal to k, and we have to find the value of this k. C is the constant term 3. And then here goes the discriminant. Replace the values, replace the this b squared minus 4ac with the values of the question, and we get b is replaced with k, a and c are replaced with 2 and 3, we get k squared minus 24. As we all know that it is the condition is that the two roots are equal, so automatically we are going to put d is equal to 0. Once we put d is equal to 0, the equation is balanced. There is an LHS and RHS, and then what is remaining just to solve the equation, that is the only part remaining, and that is we will get the value of k squared is equal to 24. Therefore k is equal to plus or minus of root 24, which is root of 4 into 6. And what is root of 4? It is 2. And let the root of 6 be as it is. So you get plus or minus 2 root 6. So the value of k is plus or minus 2 root 6. In this question, you can see that it is not in the quadratic form. So our first step is to convert this equation into a quadratic form. How can we do it? We'll first multiply kx with the terms in the bracket. So we get kx squared, and then the middle term is minus 2kx plus 6 is the constant term, that is equal to 0. But did you visualize that k is in two, k is the coefficient of two terms? Once it is the coefficient of x squared, and in the next it is the coefficient of x. So here k is the coefficient of two terms. And the interesting part is that we are going to find out the value of k using the condition. Which condition? Just let me remind you, the condition is that the roots are equal. Now let us first write the standard form, because then only we will be able to find out the discriminant. The standard form of the quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Replace a with the coefficient of x squared, that is k. Replace b with the coefficient of x, that is minus 2k. Again, let me remind you that k is coming two times. And in c is the constant term, which is 6. Now this will be helpful to find out the value of discriminant. What is the formula for discriminant? It is b squared minus 4ac. Replace a, b, c with the values which we have already pointed out over here. So that is k, value of b will be minus 2k. Minus 2k whole squared will be 4k squared. And write the values of a and c in minus 4ac. You get minus 24k. Now the value of the discriminant is 4k squared minus 24k. Put the condition. The condition is that the roots are real. Therefore, the LHS is 4k squared minus 24k. But what about the RHS? The RHS will be 0. And the equation is ready. Just start solving the equation. Here you can see k can be taken common. Take the bracket. In the bracket, you will have 4k minus 24 is equal to 0. You get two values of k. One is k is equal to 0 and another is k is equal to 24 upon 4 is equal to 6. But let me remind you again, we cannot take k equal to 0, because if we take k is equal to 0, then the quadratic form will not be there. So what will be the value of k? K should be 6. Thank you and all the best.